cricket, the British government can be difficult to understand for Americans. And fortunately, we have our resident political global expert, Bill McKinley, and he is going to make British politics easy for all of us to understand. Bill McKinley, everybody.
Thank you. Many of you are concerned about America and our government, and with good reason. We've spent the better part of a week discussing our smooth-brained president versus the science of meteorology, to the point where he's literally tweeting week-old hurricane projections while the hurricane is ongoing. So you may be thinking, wow, we're fucked. But one thing I can tell you, we're not as fucked as Great Britain. It's time for Sucks to be UK. Most of you know Parliament as a brand of cigarettes, or the funkier of George Clinton's two backing groups. But in Britain, it's part of their government. Now, this man is the new Prime Minister. His name is Boris Johnson. He's the head of the Conservative Party, aka the Tories. He's the Prime Minister because he was a backseat driver for this thing called Brexit and complained enough that everyone was like, okay, you dick, you drive the car now, except on the left-hand side of the road. Brexit, where they leave the EU, is currently scheduled for October 31st. And while the UK has had 3 years to sort things out, they haven't. And now they're going to bullshit their way through, like me, on an essay test at college. Last week, Boris had this great idea to ask the Queen's permission to prorogue Parliament, which is a fancy way of saying he asked his boss if he could fuck off from work, get blazed on the couch, and watch EastEnders for 5 whole weeks. And she said yes, because she's a cool boss. But the other members of Parliament are all like, no, we will not fuck off for 5 weeks. Furthermore, you should get an extension on Brexit because you haven't done anything. So, on Tuesday, Boris is giving this long speech where he basically said, you know, guys, not supporting me is like hating Harry Styles. You can't do it. And at this moment, he has a majority of 1. Literally, his team has 1 more member than the other teams, and in the middle of the speech, one dude says, fuck this, physically gets up, this guy, MP Philip Lee, gets up and sits with another team, and is now a member of that team because Parliament works like the game Red Rover. Like, we have the video, don't we? Yes. The guy in the red circle. He's literally sitting with the other team.
Taking back control of our trade policy and restoring our independent seat in the WTO for the first time.
Boom. So Boris is like, screw this, let's vote. Who wants to go home for 5 weeks? And he loses badly. So there are 21 people who were on his team that voted against him. And he said to them, you guys aren't on my team anymore, which includes the grandson of this guy, who you may have seen before. So now he's lost his majority, and Boris is like, fine, if you're going to be dicks about it, let's just have an election and you can vote me out. And the rest of the Parliament still said, not until you get an extension on Brexit. Oh, and by the way, we passed a law that says you have to ask for an extension. Thank you, Anthony. So a law was passed to ask for an extension, and is going to the Queen on Monday, but Boris said he'd, quote-unquote, rather be dead in a ditch than ask for an extension, because Elizabeth isn't the only drama queen in this whole thing. It's so bad that this guy, Joe Johnson, who is Boris's brother and in his cabinet, just quit. And when your own brother says, fuck off, buddy, you are in deep shit. Although it did give us this magnificent headline from the Evening Standard, blow for Bojo as Brojo go-goes. So the rest of Parliament is saying, get an extension, and Boris is saying, I don't wanna. And no one knows what happens next because the United Kingdom doesn't actually have a constitution. It's more like a scrapbook of tradition, beef recipes, and racism. What will the court say, if anything? Are they still leaving the EU? Will there be elections? No one knows. For all we know, Jeremy Corbyn could steal the mace from the House of Commons, dive below the Tower of London, where he fights through a dungeon of jelly babies and HP sauce in order to face Prince Charles in his final form as pop legend and model train enthusiast Rod Stewart. Which makes exactly as much sense as what has gone on so far. So in conclusion, as shitty as it is in America, at least it's going to end on Election Day. Right?
Bill McKinley!
It sucks to be you. Now I get it. I get it all.
Yeah, for a few minutes, we feel glad we're not somebody else.